Morning. Sorry.
Everything's crooked again.
I'm crooked this morning, evidently.
But you're going to have to lean this way.
It's better now.
All right, good morning. We are WRME Live, Weichert Realtors Main Edge in Mustang, Oklahoma. Okay, episode 62.
Yes.
All right. I tell you, we had some, I took a week off and went to the lake. 3 of the days was over 110 degrees, okay?
Of course, because you were at the lake.
It was hot, okay? But I'll take those 3 days of crazy hot weather to keep this beautiful August that we've got rolling around right now.
It's nice.
Well, we just go out in the evening and just walk around. It is so beautiful. It's like, spring. I mean, it's just great. We're loving the weather. Lots of stuff going on around in real estate. Still pretty much a seller's market out there. And they're building houses around here like everywhere. There's a new addition pops up, seems like every week.
Or every hour on some days, it feels like.
Yeah. What all we got going today?
We have a open house on Sunday from 2 to 4, the 5th, at 5204 Northwest 161st Terrace.
That's Terry McQueen.
Edmond. Yes. Mm-hmm. Beautiful house. Go look at it. Terry would love to show it to you. Answer all your questions.
And that's a really nice house. That's
school,
for sure.
Like we said, next week school's starting. I know next week they're handing out schedules at the high school and everything, and 2 more weeks kids will be in the school. So
right. Well, actually, school started. Oklahoma City.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Oklahoma City, you're already in school.
I would be so mad if I was a kid. Having to start school on August 1st. That's just wrong. Okay. It just is.
Well, at least Mustang. Sorry, I don't know the other school districts. So
yeah,
shout if your kids are already in school.
Everybody's all they're talking about the school bus forecasts and all that stuff on the weather and watching out for school zones and all that stuff. So it probably won't be long before everybody's going to school all year long.
Yeah, and there'll be 2 new school zones in Mustang, so be careful when you're driving when school starts. So
I don't see these kids getting any smarter just because the school is going all year long. I personally don't believe in not letting kids have the summer, or at least part of the summer. But first of all, I think kids need to be kids, okay? And a lot of kids, I think, are having that kind of, not stolen from them, but they're not going out and experiencing life in the outside world, okay? Yeah. Put the video games down for just a minute, okay? Go outside, ride a bike, use the magnifying glass on the anthill, whatever. Do something different.
Don't start a fire with magnifying glass.
Don't start a fire with the magnifying glass. I used to love to catch horny toads and put them in the ant pile. I was a mean kid, not really. It was entertaining. So, I don't know. Kids got to have something besides school, in my opinion. But I'm a country bumpkin kind of deal,
That's okay, though. You learn a lot.
You do. Getting outside, you just learn a lot. I can see some of the things my granddaughter learns from hanging around the farm. And that's one of the reasons we bought the farm. I wanted them to be able to, go play on the river, go play in the trees, learn to be afraid of the big chicken. When I was a kid, my aunt had this turkey that used to scare the crap out of it because he would flog me. Okay, so I used to carry a bat around. Okay, when I was at their house because this thing hated my guts and I hated him. Okay, we eventually ate him though. It was good.
Was that because you got so mad you knocked him out?
Oh, I tell you what, it was just very frustrating. But it was educational, okay? I mean, you learn things being outside, going to the lake. Mm-hmm. You learn things that you're not going to learn going to the movies or going to the mall or doing this other stuff. Kids need to get outside. I think we have almost a generation that doesn't go outside,
Well, there's some days I don't want to go outside and deal with them.
I want to call them the Walmart generation. I was at Walmart the other day, and this young gal doing some kind of survey and trying to get us to sign a petition for the marijuana thing. Okay,
Oh, okay,
whatever
yeah.
it is, and I wouldn't sign it, and she goes, you're a baby boomer. I says, yeah, I believe I am. She goes, well, the baby boomers are the worst generation that's ever come through this country, and I'm like, what? If it wasn't for us, you guys wouldn't even be here, so shut up, I don't know, it's just crazy. Where do they get these ideas? Okay, I don't know. I don't know what that has to do about real estate, but, the baby boomers are selling their big houses and downsizing, and all the millennials are wanting the biggest house they could possibly afford, which is fine. That's great and wonderful. As long as you got the money to do it, go do it. That's back to figuring out what it costs you to live.
Yes.
Okay, it's very frustrating when I'm dealing with a young couple. Dealing with one this last week. Beautiful young couple, got 2 little babies. They're in their late 20s.
Yep.
They want this house. It's $375,000. They do qualify. They will have no life.
I don't want to be a house.
They will have no life at all. They will be living for that house payment and those 2 new cars. And what's that do for those 2 kids? Okay, if you have no money to go out and eat pizza, no money to go out to the movies or take a weekend trip. I want people to experience life, not the drudgery, because you will quickly learn to hate that house. Okay, when you got to make a $2,300 house payment.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot of money. Okay, both of them work in oil fields. Okay, that's great and wonderful. I've been in oil field. There's the only thing more cyclical than oil field is real estate. I think it's I just and here, but that's the I guess the grandpa in me. I do not want them to do this, and I had to explain to them what my thoughts are on it. Unfortunately, their parents are off in other states and everything, and that's great and wonderful. But man, they really need to think about what and they're talking about another kid. Mm-hmm. Kids are expensive, they just are. It's not good, bad, or indifferent. It just costs money to raise a child, and you got to decide what lifestyle you want, and that's part of the real estate planning. Okay, and I mean, a good realtor is not just going to sell you a house because that's what you want. Okay, I don't really want to get into people's business too much, but if I can save them, the divorce rate is half because of people spending too much money. I would almost guarantee you over half of it is because of money and people spent too much and they're too stressed out. Mm-hmm. It's just bad for everything. And there's nothing good comes out of a split, especially for the kids. Right. So if I can take and steer them to a 275 house, the payment is so much different.
Yes.
You still go eat pizza. You can still, and these kids are getting ready to go into daycare not too long. And, the cost of daycare, I should open a daycare center.
Right?
Oh my gosh. I had no clue it costs so much to put kids in daycare. It's just crazy. You got people out there, you got $250 cell phone bills. You got a $200 cable bill. These are things that I didn't experience when we got married 38 years ago.
Right.
We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have all this other stuff. And all of this stuff we feel necessary that we have to have. Okay, so you really got to kind of pull the reins back, on the spending just a little bit, but spend wisely. And there are good deals out there on $250,000 to $275,000 houses. We have tons of deals on those out there that are, another thing you got to think about is if something goes wrong, one of them loses their job.
Are you going to be able to afford it?
Are you going to be able to sell it? Okay, don't get buried in something that's out of the bread and butter market. And I'm just talking in general here. If you're a doctor, we're not going to worry about it. But if you're just a Joe worker out there, live within your means and be thinking about if something goes wrong, can we sell this house? Okay, if I got a $500,000 house, it's a lot harder to sell
Yes.
than a $250,000 house. Okay, I think about way too many what ifs, but it keeps me out of trouble.
Well, I like having them do a budget. I don't have to see your budget, but do a budget and figure out what you're comfortable with.
Know what we're really dealing with. Mm-hmm.
Can you really afford that 275, or are you going to be more comfortable with a 250, 225?
Mm-hmm.
And then think about, like Carl said, if one of y'all lost your job, there was an accident, or someone was unemployed for a couple months due to an illness,
Mm-hmm.
can you still get by without going into too big of a hardship?
And that's where communication with your realtor is so important, because if you're qualified for 250 to 275, quit looking at $300,000 and $325,000 houses. Just don't do it, okay? Because you're setting yourself up for expectations that aren't reasonable, okay? And and we're in a market right now where you can't go in and offer 15 or 20% below what they're asking. It's just not going to happen, okay?
And we're not doing that because we don't want you to get a bargain. We're
Right.
doing that because we know it's not going to happen in the market.
It's not going to happen. All you're going to do is piss people off. Just spend a lot of time. It's just house shopping in general, stressful.
Yes.
Going through the move, stressful. You need to think about these things and put them in order. And a good realtor will help you build a timeline, to do what you want to do in the time frame that you want it done with as least amount of stress as possible. We were talking earlier about title companies. As a buyer, you get to choose a title company, okay? Unless it's an REO or something like that.
Which is like a bank-owned
Right.
property.
Just because an agent has a title company right next to their office and they're demanding you use that one, no, you're the buyer. You pick who you want, okay? And then we kind of, sometimes we have to shuffle some things. Sometimes we have to move from one title company to another. They're okay with that. They see that all the time, okay? And a title company is a service provider, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And they go out of their way to take care of us. And we tend to if a buyer asks us for a recommendation, we find out the one that's going to fit that buyer the best, the closest to wherever they are, where they work, where the house is being bought, whatever, and the ones with the best customer service. So, that's why I love Old Republic. Plug for Old Republic there. I just, they take care of me.
Yes.
On all of my deals, I don't have to stress over anything. But we have some great title companies here. I can't really say that we have a bad title company in town that I know of. I mean, just a side note there. What else we got going?
Well, Western Days is getting closer.
Western Days,
September.
that is, wow, that's a month away.
Yes, roughly.
Yep.
So you'll be
Chuck
seeing more
wagon.
about that.
The Chuck Wagon Roundup. We're going to have lots of good stuff there.
The rodeos that weekend, all that fun stuff going on.
Yeah, if you're anywhere close to Mustang, Oklahoma, on I think it's the 7th of
7th
September.
and 8th.
It's the first weekend, I think.
Yeah, 7th and 8th.
Yeah, it's a great thing. The big parade. I don't know. It's just a lot of fun and it's a good time to be in Mustang. It just is. All right.
All right, well, we're going to shut it down. We've been rambling for 15
Oh
minutes.
my goodness, I rambled on again. That's my
It's okay.
job. Okay. All right, we're WRME Live, Mustang, Oklahoma, where we do real life, real world real estate every day. Come and see us.
Bye.
Bye.